know I look crazy. Don't judge me. I'm prepping my hair for a skit. So I just gotta straighten it out. But I have a message to share. My hair is shedding all over the place too. Yeah. Be careful who you let in your head, okay? I always go to one person. This is not the message. There's one person that I go to. Her name is Keita, and she's in Detroit. And I also like Felonice, but I haven't been to her in years. But the main person is Keita. I messed around and let somebody else in my hair, and my hair has been shedding ever since. Like crazy. It's a lot of hair. Even when I wash it, it's like just globs of hair just coming out. I'm going bald. But yeah. So the message. I got this. I was listening to a message earlier and I started channeling, right? So, have you ever been in a position where I don't know, maybe someone is possibly disrespecting you or saying something to you that is just really outlandish, and you get to a point where you're like, okay, you just have to say something, you have to shut it down. And so you're trying to have a conversation like, hey, I don't appreciate you talking to me this way, or whatever it is. But you go and go and go and go, and the opposite person will try to make it seem like you're being argumentative or you're being confrontational when you're not. You're really not. You're just expressing yourself, because you cannot put this energy on me and think I'm supposed to just hold on to it. That's just not how it works. Not in my world, it doesn't. So you have the conversation, and you may even feel like, okay, I'm rambling. I'm going on and on. What is the point? But the thing is, it's not rambling. It's not argumentative. It's not confrontational. The more you release, the more you can connect to it. It's called channeling. It's channeling the energy. And see, you have to be very mindful with it though. The point of communication is not to respond. The point is to get an understanding. You have to listen and you have to gain understanding so that you can connect to it and that there is resolve there. So the more you release, the more understanding, even you too, for self, you gain it and the other person can gain it too. You just have to make sure that you stay in the high vibration. Don't allow it to turn into a shouting match or a physical altercation. Just try to stay on track, okay? And the thing is practice. You have to practice communication like you have to practice anything. A lawyer, doctor, minister, when you're a teacher, when you're walking, talking, swimming, riding a bike, you have the training period. They're training you, even if you are well qualified, you've been to school, you have this type of degree and that type of degree, you are still trained on the job. Training, practice. Practice. No matter what it is, you have to practice first. It's, the warm up before you really settle into that position. You practice literally everything. Your alphabet, your numbers, you practice every single thing in life, okay? So make it a habit of practicing your virtues and not the sins. A lot of us in the world live in sin and don't even realize it. So practice your communication skills in listening to understand, not to down here to be argumentative and want to feel like, oh, I'm the big bad wolf. That's no, what are you proving? And what's the resolution there? There's absolutely no resolution. So take your time and practice. Practice. And look up virtues and look up sins, okay? So that you can educate yourself, because God says to seek him. You have to seek this knowledge. If you're living in sin and you don't know it, but you're also not seeking to understand who you are, the world around you, behaviors, your communication, and your understanding. Practice. Practice. Practice being in your virtuous energy and not in sin. Okay? All right? Virtues. Virtues. Practice virtues. Learn them. Seek them so you can know the difference and practice that energy. Okay? The higher vibrational energy. Okay? We want to be here. Sometimes you have to be the teacher. Sometimes you have to be the teacher, and you may not like it, but you're called to do it at that point. You know? It's even in parenting. You are the teacher. You're the teacher. When you are a parent, you teach your kids. And listen, I've been through some things with my kids. And it's hard. It's very hard. It's rough I go out in the world and I have to work. I have to do this, I have to do that. Or, family, I've grown up a certain type of way and I've always been disrespected. I've always been this and I've always been that. And then when you're raising your kids and your kids, emulate that same behavior, it's hard. It's hard to accept that from your kid. But then the more you communicate and you understand, you can relate. You will go back in your memory bank and you can connect with a point in time where you did something similar and how you felt in that moment. So then now you can relate from the other side. It's not easy all the time. It's not easy all the time, especially if it's your own kid disrespecting you. You don't want to sit there and have a kumbaya moment, Don't get me wrong, okay? Because even the Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. I'm not saying don't discipline your kids. I'm saying talk to your kids and also understand them. So again, the connection between understanding them and yourself. Okay? It's full circle moments at all times. Hormones at a certain age, all over the place. All over the place. Dealing with school, trying to fit in. You don't know how people are treating them at school. You don't know how they feel. Even if someone or people are nice to them, they're going through their own things, their own ebbs and flows. And they are not, your brain is not even fully developed until you're like mid-20s to mid-30s. I believe it's like what, 20, is it like 25, 26, 27 to early 30s. So you have to think about, these are kids. These are kids and they don't necessarily know how to express how they feel. They probably don't even know how they feel, to be able to express it. We tend to talk to people and express ourselves from where we are right now. We forget that we were kids and teenagers too, or young adults, and some of us wasn't always saved, and here's the thing, even the saved ones, we're human beings. We're human beings. Okay, so that was a word for today. Be blessed, you guys. And the key word is what? Practice. Bye.